Excuse me. Is that your baby?
Yes, it is.
Really? So are you married to a black man?
No, I'm not.
So you adopted her?
Yes.
You adopted a black baby on purpose?
Yes.
Are you one of these white women who are trying to rescue all the black babies?
Excuse me?
I just don't think you're prepared to give her what she needs. You're white, she's black.
Well, guys, today we're going to speak about something that is so important for us all. And what I'm going to talk about is that in our society, the wrong things echoes more than good things. Whenever somebody does something right, and then he happens to do something wrong, then the wrong thing will shout more than the right thing. We have heard a very long controversial stories about racism. And this is when people are discriminated based on the skin of their color. And today, if you happen to meet a black person and ask them, what are the challenges that you go through in Europe, in America, Canada, or the white-based countries, they're going to tell you the first problem is racism. But look, let us give credit where it is due. Not all the white people actually are racist. And now that is what we are going to look at after realizing a school in the United States that was trying to teach their children on how to do away with the racism based on the effects of racism. Get to have a look.
We are going to be running a race. However, your starting position in this race will be decided by the answers to questions that we are going to be asking you.
Sorry, what? It's a joke.
This activity is intended to explore how society favours one race over others.
People often confuse white privilege with being wealthy or being rich, and it isn't about that. What it's about is the absence of having to live with the consequences of racism.
Now, if the question applies to you, you will take a big step forward. If the answer to the question doesn't apply to you, you stay where you are.
I better win, man.
Okay, make sure you're on the start line. I see some cheaters already.
Yeah, Father.
Feet behind the line.
If English is your parents' first language, take a step forward.
Oh, yeah.
If you have ever been the only person in the room of your race, take a step backwards.
For God's sake!
If you've never been asked where you come from, take a step forward.
If you have never had to be worried about your family being stopped and searched, take a step forward.
I don't get worried about if people ask me to stop and search.
The divide widens, and the inequality of their position becomes clear.
This is just like not fair now.
Farah, none of us are white. None of us are white. It's unfair.
The last question. If your parents have ever warned you about racism, take a step backwards.
If we were about to start a race, is this a fair starting point for us all? No. Mackay, how do you feel standing there in the field of runners?
I kind of feel a bit alone. I can't really see it. I'm literally just by myself, more or less. I'm just a bit frustrated and annoyed that society nowadays really isn't fair. And I just wish everybody could be equal.
Well, the most important actually thing that we have understood, it's quite thrilling when we realize that the students that were trying to explain what the social experience actually made them learn, they were all like, it has left us with unequal opportunities. And surely that was the shortest, wonderful explanation of what racism can cause in our society.
It's kind of frustrating that, like, me and Sarah are just standing at the back here while the majority of people who may be white are like standing right at the front. That just frustrates me a bit because it's almost as in what society is today. I don't want this to be how it is, but it is, so it just gets a bit frustrating.
Henry, how are you feeling being right at the very front?
It feels quite weird because if you think about it, I think all of us should be at the same point, but sadly the questions, the way that they were put didn't favour some people, which I think is quite unfair.
On your marks. Get set. Go!
Well, good people, you get to understand that through the social experiment test, you get to understand that the school or the teacher are determined to bring the reality or the sense of how racism affects our society. The first thing, this student stands on one long straight line. Both are presented with equal opportunities, innocent, and are not affected by whatsoever called racism. Then, based on the questions that they have been asked, the students begins to now shift their positions. Some are moving closer to the opportunities, some are going far away from the opportunities. Then, as the question continues, one team continues to move further and the other team continues to move closer to the opportunities. That is exactly how racism affects our society. Then upon the moment when the upload of the start begins, then you get to understand that some have been seriously disadvantaged. Look at the initial story, the beginning of this social experiment test. These students had got equal opportunities. They were on the same line. They were actually presented from the same distance to the finishing point, and nobody was disadvantaged. And due to the effects of racism, now you get to understand they begin to shift and change the positions. Now that is the exact way on how racism affects our society. But on the other hand, I would want you to know this. Not all the white people are racist. And not all the black people also are racist, because it applies from both ends. As much as lots of the number of racism experiences have come from the white people affecting the black people, but that does not mean that all the white people are racist. As you are going to watch the next video, please be keen before we get to explain what is happening.
Excuse me. Is that your baby?
Yes, it is.
Really? So are you married to a black man?
No, I'm not.
So you adopted her?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You adopted a black baby on purpose?
Yes.
Are you one of these white women who are trying to rescue all the black babies?
Excuse me?
I just don't think you're prepared to give her what she needs. You're white, she's black. Excuse me, is that your child?
Yes.
So you adopted her?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the option to choose a black baby or a white baby?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
Why do you think it's appropriate to speak to her in that manner?
Oh no, I'm just asking her a question about...
I heard what you asked.
The world's changing. Don't you feel like the world's changing, that we need to open ourselves up a little bit better than our little square box all the time?
Either you're a good person or you're a person who puts up barriers. Why should there be barriers to the love of a child?
You're making everybody here feel very uncomfortable. You're picking on a white woman just because she has a black child? Isn't there more important things than this earth to worry about?
She's not going to have the same experiences that a black family would have.
She's going to have a childhood with someone who chose to love her. And I think that that is the most beautiful part of what I'm seeing over there.
I feel very uncomfortable. I felt
agreed. I apologize for making you feel uncomfortable. I just was looking out for this child.
No, you're not. No, you're not. This child can't defend herself. She's under 13. If she didn't have those ears on, I would call the police because this is brutality to a little child who's done nothing. But you sit there and you say, I just ask questions. I just ask questions. And the child is sitting there and you're telling her in front of her mother, what did you do to adopt this child? How dare you sit there and patronize anybody here? Please.
Hello there. Hello there. I'm John Quinones.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, I'm shaking so bad. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You realize the greater good that comes out of this?
Yes, we do. It's just, I've seen it. I saw it back in the 60s. It was horrible. I remember when the first black family moved in our neighborhood, and we were the only family that welcomed them, and all these people that we knew told us to get off the land. You and lovers, get off our land. We don't know you. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ramble on.
And that's why you have no tolerance for this.
No, I've been there.
An emotional reaction born from memories of...
Well, look at this lady who is trying to say, well, I have been there. This lady has nothing to do with racism. She is, purely passionate and considerate towards the life of a child. And she is really emotional, considering, she cannot imagine or even believe that how can somebody dare question the other person who is only trying to take care of a kid. And these are the hearts that we miss in the society. Remember, this video is acted, but the lady who is strongly defending and rebuking the other woman for trying to, ridicule or, mock the woman who adopted the black child is acting, but she's a natural actor. Really, you can tell that it is down deep from her heart that she did not like what the other woman did by trying to, discriminate her fellow for having adopted the black child. That is called, there are the white people who are not racist. That is a fact. Not all of them are racist.
If it was an African-American woman criticizing our mother.
What are you, one of those white women trying to save all the black babies?
We bring in Giselle.
I feel like I see it all the time, white women trying to rescue black kids.
I'm not trying to rescue anyone. I don't see color in my family.
You might not see color, but believe me, everybody else does.
Not everybody else does. Some of us don't.
This woman has no problem jumping into the conversation.
I mean, even her hair.
You really need to leave her alone. You really do.
Look, I'm a black woman, I understand.
But you're a rude black woman, so you probably need to be quiet.
You'll never be a real family.
And with that, she's off to complain to the manager. This next diner tries a calmer approach in dealing with Giselle.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff she's gonna have to deal with.
A whole lot of stuff we all having to deal with out here. A whole lot of stuff. If she wants to take care of her, she can take care of her. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
This couple listens patiently before disagreeing with Giselle's conclusion.
It honestly is this young child, she's gonna face some discriminations and some situations that her mom is not gonna be able to help her prepare for or know how to deal with.
And that's probably true. That's probably true because she's of who she is. But don't we want to mend that? Aren't we heading to get away from that?
And these two think Giselle is part of the problem.
When that little baby starts to deal with discrimination, what is she gonna do?
The only discrimination I see right now is from you. I want you to recognize that.
She's taking away our black children.
She gave a home to a child from people who couldn't take care of her.
And then we learn why this issue hits so close to home.
Coming from a woman who can't have children, that is perfectly okay with me. Perfectly okay.
All day long, we see people willing to stand up for mother and daughter.
That child has a mom that loves her. It's none of your business.
While putting these women in their place.
You are such a rude...
We're rolling one last time.
Excuse me. Is that your kid?
Yes.
And Rachel is back at it.
So, is she adopted?
She is.
This grandfather watches intently.
I mean, you had an option. You didn't have to get a black child.
Guess not, no.
Trying to rescue the black babies?
With that, he joins in the conversation by sharing his own story.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a black daughter also that's adopted. You know, some of your questions seem very offensive.
Did you choose to adopt a black
Absolutely.
baby?
There are all kinds of babies that need families.
But I just feel like they'll never be a real family. Do you feel like...
Absolutely real family. You see, you seem to be very offensive between
I don't mean to
racial.
be I really
That's
don't
what it
mean
comes
to.
across as, ma'am. So why don't you just why don't you just button it because you're very offensive?
I don't mean to be offensive.
Well, then button it. I'm sorry, I just hit button because it seemed very offensive. I have a black daughter, and she's married to a black guy, and I've got 3 black grandchildren, and they're just wonderful family. Your daughter's your daughter.
Yes.
Your kid's your kid.
Exactly.
Sure.
As he walks away, we're there to greet him.
I'm John Quinones. This is part of a TV show called What Would You Do?
I have seen your show before.
You were amazing. Tell us what you were thinking.
I just know there's too much racial prejudice in this world, and you know, if someone's offensive, they need to be informed that they're offensive.
You adopted a black child?
Absolutely. She means just as much to me as anyone's daughter would mean to them, and I would go to the end of the world for her. Race becomes an issue only if you let it become an issue, and it does not need to be an issue. A child is a child. I don't care what color they are, and why should that make any determination as to how we act one towards another?
Well, it's quite ironical that what is right is considered to be wrong, and what is wrong is considered sometimes to be right. I believe there is no abomination in adopting a small child, whether black or white. When you are in a position to, it doesn't matter your race, do something good, because life actually belongs just to one race. We are all human race. And now look at this video. I know it is acted, but the third party comes as a natural actor. An actor that is not trained, actually the third party becomes the interesting part of this video because they act naturally. And so that video is meant to provoke somebody. When a woman has adopted a child, a black child, then the other woman is asking that, didn't you have any other choice? Why are you supposed to go for the black child? And now the natural actor comes in to rebuke, or actually, and you know, it happens that the natural actor becomes even more emotional, and it affects them really. Because you get to understand that not every white person is a racist. Most of the white people, actually a good number of them, have got a good heart, and a good number of the black people also have got a good heart. I want to let you know that racism is an evil that should not be condoned or tolerated in the society. It is something that has actually deprived many people of the great opportunities. Racism has caused harm where it shouldn't have happened. For instance, let me give you this example. If you get a child dying and you are not able to adopt them because the child is not of your race, maybe you're white, the child is black. Tell me, how can that be explained? It is called evil. It is something that you shouldn't do. And so when somebody applies for a job in a hospital and the owner of the hospital or a clinic is a white guy, then they are denied the opportunity, however the qualification. How do you call that? Now, when you enter the hotel and everybody walks away out on you, then you remain with empty chairs. How is that called? When you enter a bus and everybody gets out of the bus because you are black and you have entered the bus, or you are white and you have entered the bus, how do you call that? Now, racism is meant to make the society a very uncomfortable place to stay. And also, on the other hand, racism causes something called, how would I explain it? I would say racism actually is designed to ensure that we do not have the equal opportunities. It is meant to tilt what is right, look upside down. And so I believe that we should discourage it, and it is one thing that we should not condone, because we are all one race. We are all human race. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to watch the next video, please pay attention. See you in a while.
Quale bambola è bianca? Quale bambola è nera? Quale delle due è bella?
Questa.
Qual è quella bella? Qual è quella brutta? E qual è quella buona? Quale è cattiva? Qual è buona?
Lei.
Perché è buona?
Perché ha gli occhi celesti.
Quale è cattiva? Perché è cattiva?
Perché è tutto nero.
E qual è la bambola che ti somiglia di più? Quale bambola è nera?
Mi ha offeso.
Chi?
Tu. Perché mi hai chiamato nero?
Perché ti offendi?
Mi offendi perché altri bambini mi hanno offeso con cattiveria.
No, io non ho usato nessuna cattiveria.
Quello mi sta guardando storto.
Wow, that's amazing. The social experiment test among the kids done in Italy. And thanks to the people who did it, because the black kid was the Indian kid and the Asian kid. But you get to understand that at one point these kids looks confused. They do not know who is good and who is bad. One says the bad doll is the black doll, but at the same time, they think the black doll is what resembles them. So, what do you understand by this? You get to understand that somebody kind of is teaching you to hate yourself because you're black. And look at this issue, great people. When this social experiment test happens, I believe that we should have the end result of it, these kids being taught on what is rightfully what should be rightfully fed in their minds, or what they need to understand. Because at the end of the day, we may not understand how these kids ended up with this story. If they were left to go home the way they perceived the entire social experiment test, then that would be the most dangerous thing. Because they will believe what they have gone through, they will believe what the test took them through. But it would be so wise when they have been taught that, look, we are all equal, and there is nothing special about the black doll or the white doll. They are all dolls. And so these are some of the issues that we go through. Our kids are taught to understand, or they are made to believe, that black people are inferior, black people are not good. But thanks to the white people and the black people alike who have stood up so firm and strong to eradicate this notion and make it be an existing motion and something that is of no importance. Because at the end of the day, we are all unique and we are all wonderful in different ways. At one point, you get to understand the black man might even perform better. At the other side, you get to understand that the white man might perform better. Unlike when we handle each other based on their race, you get to understand we force things to work when they're not supposed to work that way. And so I pray that you may be someone who stands as an ambassador who campaigns against racism, so that we make our society leveled, balanced, and equal. Congratulations to the white people who are fighting racism, and congratulations to the black people who are fighting racism. Nevertheless, you should get to understand that there are bad people and good people among the black society. And also there are bad people and good people among the white society. Always remember to like, share, and subscribe. My name is Maxwell. It was a pleasure having you. See you next time at the same time. Take care.